everyone. So I had a lot more to say about half an hour ago. I was going to talk about the Doug Ford video, his statement that he put out.
What do you think about these reports about Alberta sovereignty invading countries?
Well, something I'm dead against that. Going behind Canada's back and negotiating is unacceptable. We're one country, and we should all be sticking together. We shouldn't have groups going around the federal government's back or the province's back to negotiate something with the U.S. We all know where President Trump stands. He wants Canada, and that's not going to happen. We'll fight with every tool we have. So I find that unacceptable.
Maybe call that treason. Do you think that's a fair word for what's happening?
I don't know about treason. It's unacceptable. It's unethical. I'm a little disappointed that they've done this. But this is an opportunity for Premier Smith to stand up and say enough is enough. And either you're with Canada or you're not with Canada. I'm with Canada right across the board.
Do you think she's stoking the separatists?
I don't know. I can't speak for Premier Smith. That'll be up to her to talk about it. But again, this is what we should be doing when there's so much uncertainty. We're under attack by President Trump. We need to be united, a united Canada. I've always said, united we stand, divided we fall. So I'll make sure that we stand united.
And then I watched a couple more things online about, like, Bassie had a bunch of people she was talking to, Tom LeCare and the previous premier of BC and whatever. I'm just going to say, hey, Alberta, from Saskatchewan, just keep going. They're getting upset, and it's what they're going to do. They're going to call names, they're going to throw stones, they're going to, try to rope the shade and make us all scared and want to go home, and it just don't listen to it. You just keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing for the Saskatchewan independence, and we're going to see you at the end of this, and we're all going to be okay, and we're going to have the future for our people that we're fighting for. And they are not fighting for us, and the things that they say and the names that they call us, it's not going to matter at the end, because we the people are correct in what we're doing. We're right and they're wrong, and they're just going to keep playing their political puppet theater while we focus on what matters. And what matters is the future of our provinces. What matters is the people, the actual people that live in these provinces, being okay and having food and being able to buy a home and have shelter and not be homeless and starving, and have our food banks, if we even need them at the end of this, to be able to feed the people who need it, to have our utilities not go through the roof, to have a future for our kids, to have a good education and a healthcare system that works, and we don't have to die in waiting rooms waiting for care. And they're angry because, you know what? The fact that the people can go out and negotiate a deal with the states and they can't, man, I'd be mad too, probably. It's making them look foolish. And I, for one, am taking great pride in that. Christy Clark called us fringe group that will never get any legs under it.
I don't think that David Eby should have referred to it as treason. I think that in doing that, and we all believe that there's likely an election coming up in BC, so rhetoric is getting a little bit warmed up. But I think in doing that, because it's clearly not treason under the law, I think what he was doing is giving a whole bunch of attention to a fringe group in Alberta that's never going to get any legs under it.
You know what, Christy? We have been a small fringe minority with unacceptable views for years now. Years. You know what? You guys want to use it as a derogatory term, but we, the people, we wear it as a badge of honor. We're proud of it. And I'm absolutely going to continue to be a part of that small fringe minority with unacceptable views. and just keep going at it. We're just going to keep going at it because we are fighting for the right side of history. We're fighting for our people. We fight for our people because we actually care about our people. We love them. And you guys want to continue to pick fights with the states and talk about how Orange Man bad and America and all the people there. You know what? You need to separate the politicians from the people, because we the people, that's our family next door. We grew up beside them. We live and breathe with them. They are us. We are the same people, and the politicians are the same people, but separately we are not the same. Like, we the people and the politicians are very different people. And when it comes down, push to shove, I guarantee you that the people on that side of the imaginary line are not going to come after the people on this side of the imaginary line, because vice versa. We're not going to go after them. My sister lives down there. I've got family down there. I got lots of friends that live in the States. I have a lot of people that I look up to in the States. And there's no way. There's no way. Would I turn against my own government? Sure, that's what I'm doing. But I ain't going to fight my neighbors. I ain't going to fight the people. They are us. We, the people, means also them. So you want to pick a fight because you couldn't go over there and negotiate a deal with the border, and you want to charge a whole bunch of tariffs on their dairy, things that they eat and need every single day? And he didn't even say anything in the beginning. All he asked for in the beginning, when he came back into power, was like, hey, would you guys mind going down to the border and, doing what you're supposed to do? And Saskatchewan and Alberta, of course, put their boots on and they went down there. And they got, quite a bit of stuff done, which, great, good for us. Hooray, pride, right? Because it's our border. And equally, we should want to keep it safe. He wants to keep it safe. We want to keep it safe. He wants to keep it safe for us. We should want to keep it safe for him. I feel like that's a normal thing to probably ask your neighbor. Hey, there's a lot of people coming into our yard. Would you mind helping me build this fence to keep the weirdos out? Yeah, sure. But no. Canada went, no thanks, man. We got better things to do. You go ahead and figure it out. Which, of course, upset Trump. And then Doug Ford, who, mouthpiece, had a whole bunch to say today about, David Eby started it. He was like, traitors and treasonous. And then Doug decided to come in and call us what?
It's unacceptable. It's unethical.
Really? Says the guy who probably hasn't been outside in, I don't know, I guess years. Because if you have been, then you would know that your people are the worst probably anywhere in Canada. The housing costs are out of control. Your people are starving on the streets. The drug epidemic is absolutely an epidemic. The food banks literally have run out and are closing doors. Okay, they're closing the food banks because there is not enough food to feed the people. And you decide to come up and you call us names and freak out because we're trying to stop that and make our provinces a better place to live so that our people are okay. I don't understand how you guys get that idea in your heads that we're wrong and you're right. You don't make any sense. There's no sense to be made. So stop talking, for real. We aren't even listening. I'm not even going to sit here and be like, oh, he said this and they said that and whatever. You know what? Go ahead. Call us whatever you want. We're here doing what's right. You're busy playing political theater while we're focused. We're laser focused on our future. And you are going to be on the wrong side of history. And we are not. And we're calm. And we are okay over here. And we're not even listening. I heard you. I heard what you said today, but I didn't listen. You know why I didn't listen? Because I have the voice of my people surrounding me. I have my home calling and saying, hey, we need this. We need that. We need to be better. We need to be okay. Our children need a better, stronger, brighter future to be left by us. So I don't care what you have to say. And we're going to keep chipping away at the problems one by one. And when we get to the end of this, we will get to see the fruits of our labor, which are going to be lower taxes, if any at all. We're going to have the ability to be able to feed ourselves and buy a home again and leave our children some sort of fund for when we're gone. and we're going to be able to hang out with our neighbors and the states, and we're all going to be okay, because we're not going to have that kind of rhetoric surrounding us and people calling us treasonous and, you know, we're unethical and all these other names that you guys call us. Again, I'll say it again. It all started with Trudeau. We've heard it before. It's just the same rhetoric over and over and over and over and over again. And so we're tired of being called names, y'all. We're sick of it. We're so sick of it that we don't even care anymore. And so our future is strictly us and the states and whoever wants to be a part of that, whichever province it is. Oh, and David's probably upset because BC has joined in on the separatist movement. We're independents, and we just want to be exactly that. Independent, make our own choices and make our own decisions and have our own policies and legislations and things that work for us. And it's not political theater anymore. It's the people by the people for the people. And I'm just done pretending like it's anything else, and they need to stop pretending like it's anything else. And clearly, I guess that maybe they have, because they're freaking out, which I'll be honest is slightly entertaining. And I will also say that they were cutting down Danielle about, you know, her having any sort of ability to swing the vote one way or the other for her people. What she did was make it easier for her people to have a voice.
I've always been clear that me and our United Conservative Caucus are supportive of a strong and sovereign Alberta within a united Canada. When you look at the polls, they suggest as many as 30% of Albertans have lost hope. That's about 1 million people. And I'm not going to demonize or marginalize a million of my fellow citizens when they've got legitimate grievances. What we need to do is we need to give Albertans hope.
Expect the U.S. administration to respect Canadian sovereignty. I'm always clear in my conversation with President Trump to that effect, and then move on to what we can do together.
I described it as an old-fashioned word because we haven't had to use it for a long time. In my opinion, that is treasonous activity, and it needs to be called out. It needs to be stopped.
What she's done is stand up for Albertans. And like she said in the press release, that there's 30%, which is about 1 million Albertans, who have real grievances. They have actual points that they are making. And they're allowed to feel the way that they feel. And from Saskatchewan here, we are allowed to feel the way that we feel. We have legitimate grievances the same as Alberta does. And we have people who are brave enough and care enough to stand up for those grievances, and those people who may or may not have a voice to be able to do so, to be able to go forward with the grievances and actually make a difference to fix the problems, not just use them as a slogan or use them as a campaign charter across Canada. We don't have that in mind. All we want is our peace back. We want our life back. We want our freedoms back. We want our voice to matter. We want our vote to count. We want to know that we're going to walk outside and not have a bunch of crime on our front doorstep. We want to know that our veterans are going to be taken care of, that our people are going to be fed, that our children are going to be safe and educated and have a future and not be drowning in debt for the rest of their lives as we are right now. Again, I'm 40, don't own a home. And other people that I know, their savings are gone, everything's gone, and there's just no hope. And all Danielle said today really was that she just wants to help give hope back to her people. And you know what? It's actually nice to hear her with that tone in her voice, to know that somewhere in her, politician or not, as a person, when she goes home, she feels it. She feels that her people are suffering. She feels that the next morning isn't going to be okay if she doesn't do even just a little bit to let her people change it. And if I were a leader, that is exactly what I would be doing too. I would be giving my people the chance to have their voice, because they deserve it. The people of her province deserve to have a voice. The people of my province deserve to have a voice. And unfortunately, Scott, I don't believe, is the person who's going to do that. So you know what? Our people will. And her people will. And her people are. And these people are. And I will be here every step of the way to make sure that these people, we the people, know that it's okay. It is okay to stand up for your beliefs. And it is okay to mourn the loss of what Canada should have been. And to know that it's never going to be that. Not as long as political puppet theater continues. Those people don't care. And until we get somebody who does actually care in power, like an actual one, not one that's paid to put on a face for a few hours and then disappear, but actually cares, nothing's ever going to change. You're never going to have your Canada. You're never going to have that home that you thought that you had when you would cry because they waved the flag. Me. It's never going to happen again. Okay? This, it doesn't mean anything anymore to your people. It doesn't mean anything. So you can stand up there and you can yell and scream and call us names and do whatever you want. But over on this side of the fence, and with those people on that side of the fence, our neighbors, this still means something. And that's what we're fighting for. All we have left is that residual feeling that sticks around, that we still have hope in here somewhere, that the Canadians that were, the Americans that were, the Americans that love Canada, the Canada that loves the Americans, still has that pride. We still have that fierce love for our people and our home and country. We still have it. You keep calling us traitors and you keep saying that we don't have it, but we do. We're just using it in a different way, and I don't care that you don't like it. We're going to take our home that stays here, the pride that stays here, the people that we wake up and work with and go around with every single day, we keep it there. And it's called heart. And we have it. And whether that's for Canada or whether that's for the West here on our side of the fence with our people, doesn't matter where it's placed. It matters if it works. And it works over here. And it's working. So keep freaking out and we'll keep moving forward. Stay safe, everybody.
Please like and subscribe.